This is my second time filming this video, so hopefully it works this time. Because I'm very excited, and it's like annoying when your footage gets deleted after putting a lot of hard work into it. Now also my makeup looks fucking good. Welcome back to my channel if you're subscribed or if you've seen me before. And if you've never seen me before, hi, my name is Nadine and I do all sorts of videos. You might want to check them out and maybe subscribe because it's a fun time here and I can promise you that. Today I'm going to be doing another Get Ready With Me TV show review like I did last week, but this week is going to be about the Netflix original show You. And I'm going to be doing my makeup to sit my ass at home and do some university reading because my exams are coming up. So like last time, I'm going to be including the spoiler alert right now because I'm going to be getting into the specifics of things, like really specific things that could be spoilers. So if you've not seen You and you're planning on watching it, I suggest for you to click off this video in particular, but you can go watch my other videos because there's something for everyone. You is a thriller romance type of show about this guy that manages a bookstore in New York City, and he falls in love with this girl that walks into his bookstore one day, and we watch it all unfold from there. Low-key, that sounds kind of boring, but it's actually not. Like, it's a good show. I'm gonna be talking about the stuff that I didn't like, the stuff that I did like, the stuff that I'm expecting from the next season, and whether I would recommend it to a friend. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you do, please make sure to click the thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel. I know you want to. I'm starting to make weekly videos now, so you might want to stick around for that. Sorry if the angle's different. I just dropped my tripod and I put it back up, but it might not look the same, but it looks fine in my opinion. So now my skin's moisturized because I don't like putting makeup on dry and crusty skin, and you shouldn't either because it's not gonna look good when you put your foundation on and all that. And now I'm gonna do my eyebrows. I'm not gonna talk until I'm done with my eyebrows because I noticed that I get really distracted when I'm doing them, and I don't want to get confusing. So let me just do them and I'll be right back. My eyebrows are a little bit uneven today, but it's because I fucked them up and I can't go to the eyebrow lady because we're still in lockdown here in the UK, so that's fun. My eyebrows are suffering and I can't do them properly. I don't know how to do them. You can see that my concealer is still white as fuck because I didn't manage to get another one because I forgot. So the first thing that I didn't like about You is the fact that they tried to make it way too quirky. I really didn't like that because I feel like it was in at one point, like shows were very quirky, but now people make fun of quirky shows like Riverdale and all that, and You is one of those quirky shows. Like, it's not that old, so why are you guys being quirky in this day and age? Especially the characters of Love and Beck, they're uber quirky. Beck's quirky is different than Love's quirky though, because Love is like this perfectly imperfect, messy, artistic girl. She never looks not put together, and that's what I don't like about the show, where it's like they try to make their life seem like a mess, but you never see anyone look out of place. Like, they always look on point. So it's like, it takes away from the realism of this show, which is a shame because this show is a really good show and the idea is pretty original, so I don't know, like, why you would do that. Why would you take an original idea and just ruin it with something so simple? I'm gonna be using this Take Me Back to Brazil, and I'm gonna do a purple eye. So yeah, I hope I made sense with like the quirky thing. Like, it makes it feel like a teen or a pre-teen drama, and it takes away from how serious the show is. But Love's quirky, ooh, you can see my shadow. Love's quirky is different. It's kinda okay, it's kinda bearable, but Beck's one isn't. I'm just buffing this purple in my crease, this one. Something else that I didn't like about the show is the fact that it starts off really predictable. They do fix that by the time that it comes around to season 2, but season 1 was super predictable and it was making it kind of unbearable to watch because you kind of expect everything that happens to happen. And it's supposed to be a thriller, so you're not doing the thrilling, sweetie. So like Joe killing Peach and the cop boyfriend guy and the very first guy who was Beck's ex. Beck's ex, wow. That rhyme. Anyway, yeah, that guy. Like, all those people were obviously gonna get killed. Even Beck to an extent towards the end. So yeah, it's like, where's the oomph? I hate that word because it has no meaning, but like, I'm using it right now. But with that being said, they do fix that towards season 2, and they fix it really well. Like, season 2 was not in the least bit predictable. Oh my god, I forgot to put my headband on. I got a pink one and everything. Now I'm gonna go in with a smaller brush to get in this area. This brush. And I'm gonna go in with this purple, this deeper purple. Because that looks pink on camera, even though it's not actually pink. And I'm gonna go in right here and just buff it. I'm now gonna move on to the third thing that I didn't like about the show. Now, granted, I've never been to LA. I do want to visit, but I've never been. But season 2 makes LA seem too fake. I know LA's fake and all that, you know, but why does everyone live so close to each other? That's what I want to know. Because I know it's big. So how do you all live near each other? Also, Joe could see through Love's window. Like, what are the odds that everyone lives close to each other? You know what I mean? Also, another thing that I didn't get about the show is some people are screaming outside. What is the point? Like, why are you screaming? Fuck off. Anyway, as I was saying, another thing that I didn't get is the fact that some characters literally have no purpose. And what I mean by that is that they lack depth. So if they're primary characters, they lack depth. But if they're secondary characters, a lot of the time, like, you could just cut them from the show and it wouldn't affect it. So Beck is one of the primary characters that lacked depth. I know they wanted to make her seem deep and everything, like an author, like a troubled author. But that girl was not deep. Like, there was no flavor. She was so annoying because, like, she was like, I'm not like my friends. Like, I don't fit in with my friends. But bitch, you do! What's the difference? They have money and you don't, but that's the only difference. Like, but she's like, oh, they're all so fake. And Joe was trying to make it seem like, oh, you're so different than them. But she's really not. She just wants to seem different. But there's not much to her character either. Like, I'm sorry, but I said it. And then there was that guy that was looking for Will in the second season, and then he cut Joe's finger off. That guy, I don't know. I don't know if it was necessary. I can't remember his name, but I don't know if he added to the plot. You guys could think that he did, but personally I don't think so. He was just introduced as a character for Joe to kill, so. And I feel like that's happened a few times in the show. Also, one thing I did want to talk about, and it really bothered me throughout the show. Oof, this eye's really bad. Let me just do this one sec. So yeah, one thing that bothered me is the lack of continuity a lot of the time. And what I mean by that is that you don't really see the consequences that Joe deserves. Like, he doesn't actually... I can't explain it. Anyway, it's not very realistic. Like, Joe will kill a bunch of people, but he was, like, roaming freely. He was roaming freely! Put that man in jail. Put that man in jail. Even though I don't hate him. You know, like, that's how... The show does a good job of making you not hate him, but, like, still, in real life, that doesn't happen. And it's like, he'll kill someone, and then that story is completely cut off. Like... That makes no sense to me. That makes zero sense to me. And you could say I'm nitpicky or whatever, but you should be too. And if I'm being honest, I'm only nitpicky because I watched Breaking Bad. And that show is something else. And I'll be talking about it at one point on my channel because it changed my life. I'm just trying to blend all this like that. Oh, another thing that lacked continuity is the fucking pea jar that Joe left in Peach's house. Where did that come in later? Never. How are these producers forgetting to come back to these things? Like, I want to know. I want to know what happened to that fucking pea jar. And how did Joe not get caught? As you can see, I'm very passionate about this, and it's upsetting, if I'm being honest. We want to know. The viewers want to fucking know. I'm going to put some highlight right here, just like a tiny bit. And one last thing that I didn't like about the show is a lack of aesthetically pleasing cinematography. Now, like I said before, Breaking Bad has been whatever. Anyway, it's been a significant influence on the way that I watch shows. And I watched You before I watched Breaking Bad, and then again after. And I was not impressed the second time. Where do I start? Like, it's just, I wish there was more scenery involved in filming the show. And it doesn't make any sense, because why do the people always look good, which isn't very realistic, but why is the background always just like very normal? If you want to make something aesthetically pleasing, you might as well just make the other one aesthetically pleasing, if you get what I mean. I'm now gonna move on to doing my face and talking about the stuff that I did like. And I'm using this foundation this time. Last time while I was editing, I was like, what the fuck? That foundation really washed me out. Didn't like it. So I'm just moving on to this one today. Ooh! I forgot to prime. Wait, this primer, e.l.f. So the first thing that I did like about the show is, while I have my comments, while I have my feedback, my negative feedback on the show, I can't say it's not addictive. It is very addictive. Because you always want to see what ends up happening to Joe or to Joe's new victim. Or for next season, you want to see if he actually falls in love with someone else. And what Love's gonna do, because she's also psycho. Like, it does a good job at hooking you. So while the show needs some work, it is very intriguing. This is a much better foundation match, but Norse is expensive, so I don't know if I can keep restocking every time I need it. But it's so good. What shade is this? Medium. Punjab. So this is all blended in. I love the fact that it's not matte. I don't like matte foundation, and it's partly because my skin is pretty dry, especially during the winter, so I like me some glowy foundation. Another thing that I liked about the show and that I found original about it is the fact that I've never seen a show centered around the bad guy's monologue. And even though we don't dislike him for being the bad guy, he is still the bad guy objectively. And it's really interesting to see how he thinks and how he justifies all these bad things that he does. Because he's a sociopath and he thinks all this is okay. So it's really interesting to see how he justifies himself and how he justifies those things to himself. I'm gonna go in with this one as well, even though it's fucking white, but I'm mixing these two. So I barely put any there so that I'm not a ghost. I also want to talk about how much I loved season 2 compared to season 1. I feel like it was really refreshing for Joe to move to LA because it was a change of scenery, and so it was really interesting to watch. Also, I'm glad that they gave reasoning for why Joe's so overprotective over the kids, like Paco and that one girl, I can't remember her name, Delilah's sister. It's because he was abused as a child, so it's good that they gave reasoning behind that, because it was just weird before, like, oh no, I got powder on myself. But yeah, it was just weird before, like, why was he so overprotective, you get what I mean? But now we finally know why. Also, season 2 is just full of surprises. Like, first of all, I felt so bad that Delilah died. She didn't deserve that at all. Not that anyone else deserved it, but Delilah especially. I felt so bad for her. And Ellie is the girl. I felt so bad for Ellie as well. because she had nothing to do with it either. Fucking love. But I hated Candace. Candace, I just didn't like her. If it wasn't for Candace, this wouldn't have happened. Also, 40, he's so funny. Even though, like, both Love and 40 are messed up because of their, like, dysfunctional family. Which was crazy because they seem so perfect in the beginning, but then you start to find out how weird their family is. But yeah, 40, other than the fact that he's just... or he was, because he died, but, other than, you know, his serious side, the serious side of his character, he was actually really entertaining to watch, because he was, like, really funny. I'm now gonna bronze / contour my face. I don't know what this is actually called, bronzing or contouring or both. I just call it contouring or bronzing. So, because it doesn't actually matter at the end of the day. Oh, fuck, this looks patchy. Fuck! So I'm now gonna talk about my expectations for season 3. Now, basically how season 2 ended was that Love was pregnant and Joe and Love move into a new house with a new neighbor, and Joe looks through the neighbor's fence and falls in love with the neighbor. You know, when he's like, oh, hey, you. He does that. And they're kind of insinuating that there's someone else. After he thought he was, like, finally in love with someone, and that he wasn't actually in love with Beck, he fell in love with Love. But now he's like, oh, Love isn't actually the one that I love. It's the neighbor. Now, what I don't want to see is the same exact formula that we've seen twice before. Hopefully he doesn't actually fall in love with this girl and do the same thing that we've seen him do twice already, because that would be pretty boring. And by that time, I'd probably just choose to stop watching the show, because obviously there's no point if they keep doing the same thing. I'm now doing my blush. This is a MAC blush. But yeah, as I was saying, like, there's no point in continuing to watch this show if they're gonna keep making Joe do the same thing. I hope something different happens. I don't know what, but just something different. Oof. Too much blush. Oh, my back hurts. Oh my god. Now I'm gonna do my highlight. This sleek highlight. Ooh, you can't see it. Anyway, it's all fingerprinty and everything. So yeah, I want to see something new and different. And hopefully it's not quirky this time, because we're over that. I get that this show started in, like, 2016 or whatever. Did it? 2018, 2017? I don't know. But that's when quirky was in. But now we're in 2021. We've seen a lot last year. So the last thing we need is fucking quirkiness. I think season 3 is coming out this year. I'm not exactly sure. I use eyelash glue with it as well, as you can see. I'm now gonna highlight my nose. I haven't been contouring my nose because I haven't been as brave, but I used to, and it was really harsh, so I stopped. And I never learned how to actually properly do it, so. I watched a lot of videos about it though. Just highlighting my inner corner. I'm now gonna do purple on my bottom lash line before I do my lashes and talk about whether I would recommend it. And right now I'm on the fence, but I need to make up my mind before I finish these 2 steps. I'm using this L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara on my bottom lashes. I'm gonna do these ones. These are actually my own lashes, so by the way, you can order them, but I'll link it below if you guys are interested. I have glue all over my hands. Okay, I think I'm good in terms of getting the lashes on, but I just need to get the glue off now. I think that's the best I could do. I look cute, like, come on. Let me just take this off. But yes, all in all, I would recommend you to a friend because it's entertaining. It doesn't have to be amazing to be entertaining, but it is at the end of the day. Also, it does start to get better after the first season. I know the first season's kind of trash, but second season is where it's at. And obviously third season looks like it's going to be promising, I hope. So yeah. Also, if you're someone that doesn't like really analytical types of shows where you have to think about a lot of things, and U is probably one of those options that will be good for you. Anyway, I'm done with my makeup and I'm done with my review. I hope you guys enjoyed this video because I really enjoyed filming it. And if you did enjoy it, please make sure to click the thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my content. Anyway, I'm now gonna go finish studying because my exams are coming up and I have an essay due at the end of March, so that's fun. I'll talk to you guys later.